Good evening. Welcome to my studio, my office, the place that I'm living and working for at least through the weekend. I am staying here in Pennsylvania with some friends of mine, and they're so kind to let me use their space to shoot these. And usually I've been doing outside, but I wanted to try something inside. Anyways, that's not important. I put it out there on facebook.com/mordantworld. What do you want to hear about? And I got a lot of great answers. But we have to take something from the home team, something actually from here in the house somebody suggested, was like-minded people. What about like-minded people? What about hanging out and finding people who are of like mind? How important is that really? I mean, at this time that you're trying to be more positive, and just like a lot of our emotions that we have to slug through, a lot of the people surrounding us tend to be negative as well. Now, it's been said that we are the sum of the people we hang out with. We are the sum of the people we surround ourselves with. And I find that to be very true. A lot of what happens in our lives, a lot of who we are in our lives is who we are surrounded by. You know, wealthy people tend to be surrounded by wealthy people. You become who you hang out with at school. Always hanging out with a bad crowd. Things like that, and peer pressure. It's called that because it's pressure from your peers, and it works. So how important is that on the other side? How important is that as far as being positive and remaining positive? Well, I think very, very important. If you begin this path on being more positive in your life, if you begin walking this road, you're going to have a hard enough time finding that way for yourself. You're going to have a hard enough time with all of your negative emotions, all of your negative energies, having to break through that on your own. That's going to be tough enough to deal with. But then you have your friends. There's a story that I've heard in a couple different places, and I call it crabs in a box. You can go crab fishing, and when you get your first crab, you put it in the bucket, and you have to put a lid on it. But once you get 2 or more crabs, you don't have to use the lid anymore, because as soon as one of the crabs tries to climb out, the other crabs will grab it back, will drag it back in. Even though safety is on the outside, the other crabs will drag it back in. And I think that's the same with human beings as well. If you try to change the status quo, if you try to change who you are, who everybody has become comfortable with you being, other people will try to bring you back to where you were to balance out that status quo. Because that's what they're comfortable with, because that's what it knows, and it keeps them wherever they are in the hierarchy. So especially if you are a negative person, or if you're trying to move just in a much more positive direction, people are going to notice. And those same people may subconsciously not want you to change, because it will affect them. It's not about you. It's nothing personal. It will affect them. So my suggestion is you go out and you find positive people. Find positive groups. If there's nobody around you that is moving in that direction, seek them out, because still you are 100% responsible for your experience. If you wind up having a negative experience because of the people surrounding you, you're the only one to blame, not them. They're just being them. They're just being people. They're being human beings the way human beings act. So you can't blame them. It's up to you. Well, how can you do that? I think the internet is a great idea. I mean, you're only seeing me through the internet, so you found this. So you can't use that as an excuse, I don't have that. Well, you found me on YouTube. So my suggestion, go to something called meetup.com, and you can put in law of attraction and then your city. Law of attraction, Charlotte. Law of attraction, Dallas. Positive thinking. Whatever it is, pottery class. Whatever it is. But you can also find those groups not just for classes and not just for hobbies, but you can also find those groups with like-minded thinking. So positive thinking, positive, whatever. And you can find groups in your area. If you don't find many groups, we're using one turn of phrase, change it up a little bit. When I was looking for a group in Charlotte, I looked for positive thinking. There's a couple things there. And then when I keyed in law of attraction, there was a ton. So go to those groups. If you're shy, break through that. Go out of your comfort zone and go there and surround yourself with like-minded people, so that when you're going through issues, you can see that you're not by yourself. You can see that you're not alone when you have to fight your own negativity or the negativity of your friends and your family members. And yes, you will be building new friendships so that you can build a foundation towards being positive, towards what we're all trying to work towards, having more success in our lives. You know, whatever that means, even if it's just the good feelings. So surround yourself with like-minded people. You know, you've already begun out here in the internet. You know, you've already begun by watching my vlogs. You know, maybe you follow my affirmations, whatever. So in some way, you've found one. But you need real. You need not just internet. You need interpersonal. You need to be able to have that human contact. So seek that out. And as you do, please go to facebook.com/mordantworld. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how it's working out, and we'll have conversations about that. You, me, and all of the other people people on that Facebook fan page. This is what you got today. I hope you liked it. Welcome to my Mordant World.